Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at the Hiby or Hiby Crystal 6 earphones. Hiby probably best known for their DAPs. They have some excellent value DAPs. Sort of, I would call them the Chinese version of Aston Cairn, a little bit cheaper but very high quality and excellent sound from them. I know they've been very popular over the past couple of years. They've started branching into earphones. I've already done a couple of reviews of their lower priced earphones. I think sub $100 is usually where they sit. So this one is a little bit different. This is, I believe, $400 and something, $470 odd. So you're in some serious competition at this point. Before I get into that, I just want to say that this month's giveaway for the Blonde Mini, it's the trial run, but anybody who's subscribed to the channel after this point is going to be eligible for the giveaways that we're going to try and do once or twice a month. We're going to try and do a giveaway to our subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and you're automatically in with a chance of winning. The Crystal 6 is a 6 balanced armature driver, so all balanced armature. It comes up against, let's see, 1, 2, and let's go this one as well. Duno EST112, Kiwi Ears Orchestra, and these fantastic The Audio Excalibur. They are all in a similar ballpark in terms of price. So these have less drivers, or not less, but you know, there's a couple of hybrids in here. These have less drivers than the Orchestra, which are only, I think, $20 or so more. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We all know that tuning can have far more of an impact on the actual number of drivers, or even the price of a set of earphones has no relevancy to me. People know that I talk about the Tin Hi-Fi P1 ad nauseum, and it is fantastic, punching well above its weight. And that is a $150 earphone that, you know, to me competes up there with like $350, even $400 earphones. Beats a lot of, like, you know, sub $1,000 earphones that are kind of crappy. So the Crystal 6, this is the box. It's got this cool iridescence purple design. It's not as fancy as some of the other boxes that I've seen, like the Dunos and the even the The Audio is a little bit fancier. I'll put the earphones to the side and show you what you get in the package. Another cardboard box. The earphones are presented in here. Make music more musical. It's a pretty standard thing in China. It seems to be that they run it through Google Translate, and that's what you get. For example, here we have the Chinese to the left, and then you have crisp ear tips, balanced ear tips, memory foam ear tips, and bass ear tips. So crisp ear tips, I'm going to assume, is vocal tuned ear tips. I didn't really like these in terms of construction. I found that they were very hard to get a good seal in my ear, so I found myself switching over to the Sony MH1C and spin fit tips as usual. These ones, the bass ear tips, are actually the most comfortable for me, and also to me they were the best sounding, so I liked how it elevated the bass. It's kind of a generic pouch. It's similar to the sort of Duno pouches, just in a smaller form factor. It's fair enough. It's not bad by any means. Anyway, you get I got 2 cables in it. I think that's going to be pretty standard, and it's very, very nice. Now, Duno and even the FiO, I just reviewed the FiO FH5S, they come with the adaptable tips, you know, where you can interchange the jack point and change it from a balanced armature to 3.5 to a 2.5 balanced as well. And I find that that's a much better solution than doing something with the cables. Switching your earphones at this point Now, this is going to be a slight exception on these ones because they do have hooded connectors, but switching with these 2 pins is always a concern to me. Like, you're creating a stress point every time you change the cable, as opposed to on the Dunos and the Fios, you now change the adapter on the end. So if anything's going to break, it's usually going to be on the cable end of things and not around about the connector points. It's just the personal preference. When I talk about 2-pin, and everybody knows I prefer MMCX. The 2-pin connectors, my issue has always been that I had a bunch of custom IEMs that actually over time sweat corroded the pins, and that ingressed, and I could see it ingress into the housing, the clear housing that I had on my customer. I think it was Cosmic Ears that I had, and yeah, that was just a concern to me. I've never had something like that happen with the MMCX connectors. The other point was to have 2 very flimsy pins and try and stab them in there, and sometimes they would bend. This fixes the bending problem, but it also gives me a sort of hint of where these might be coming from. So you can see here that they have a 2-pin connector, and it's got a hood on it that sticks out, and then the cable side actually hoods over the top of it. It's quite a good design because it means that if you're going to pull or tug at it, there's not going to be any flex of those pins. The cables themselves are okay. You're competing in a price point where you have some ridiculously good cables. You can see already, you know, that's been wound up, but it's already tangled. You have some ridiculously good cables at this price point. The Duno cable is fantastic. As I say, it's the interchangeable adapter one. The The Audio cable, also fantastic. Linsol do a great job with their cables. And even the Kiwi ears have a really, really nice cable as well. You can see this is a bit of a bird's nest up the top. And there's a reason for it being a bird's nest that I'll get into once I can get it untangled and show you. So this is just the exact same cable construction, but with a 3.5mm standard. So you have a 4.4mm balanced here, metal jack point with a Hiby on it, little strain relief. It goes into a dual twist, and then strangely enough, after the splitter, it's just a single strand. Now there'll be twists on the inside of this, but behind the sheathing, this is just a single strand. And you can see the sort of memory retention, the sort of willingness for it to bunch up. Recently, earphones, like for example the Fio one, is a quad braid into dual twist. I've been seeing a lot of that, and it's actually working, you know, for the user, in that it actually resists tangles and it resists memory. This one's a little bit memory retentive, especially after you can see all these kinks after the splitter point. Just using that, if it had a dual twist or you know, a braid or something like that, it wouldn't retain that memory. We'll do the wrap up test and put it down, and it's not the greatest performing, sort of bird nest a little bit. If I grab, for example, is this the one off I believe this is the one that comes with the Monarch. No, this is the one for the Excalibur. This is the Excalibur cable by comparison, and put that down. Behaves itself. This one, put it down, and it sort of springs back up. So that's indicative of the behaviour of the cable, and you can see already it sort of bug nests itself and retains memory. So not a very good cable, especially for the price. That's really where they need to step up. Now, in terms of construction of the actual earphones themselves, there's something a little bit telling about this hooded connector. This hooded connector, I don't know if it's proprietary tech to a certain factory, KZ and CCA, but they're the ones that use this connector, so that makes me think that these are manufactured by them. I can't be 100% on that, but that's just what it tends to lead me down, especially with this little metal tip onto the resin body. That's something that they like to do as well. It's different from whoever's manufacturing these ones. They don't have that hooded connector. That's not a bad thing, because I actually prefer the hooded connector. In terms of, let me just put that down again. In terms of the earphones themselves, they're a really good looking little set of earphones. I really like this faceplate design. It's beautiful. It's inlaid there with the Hiby Music logo on top. The earphones are very small, ergonomically designed, and they have a very deep, one of the deepest insertion depths that I've seen recently. One thing that I do want to talk about is that these filter tips, they unscrew. Just make sure that when you get them, that you screw them in tightly. Mine came and it was kind of loose, and I could feel it sort of rolling about as I was putting the tip on. You don't want to lose that. In the inside, you can see the configuration. You can see that all the balanced armatures are stacked up on the inside there, and then they have a four-way crossover, a four-way tube coming out. You can see the 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one round the back, and the little circuit board on the inside there. So a very classy looking set of earphones, nice, small, light, well constructed, good joins from the resin to the metal. Quite like them. They're not as premium feeling as they're about the same as the Thea Audio. They're not as premium feeling as something like the Duna with its all metal construction. And the faceplates, I think that's just a matter of preference. I like both of these designs. In terms of sound and tuning, it's a slight V shape. It's slightly on the warm side. It is a very, very good all-rounder. It has slightly prominent treble. So you're going to have this slight focus towards the treble. If that's something that you don't like, I wouldn't call it a hot treble or a sibilant treble. It's just prominent. It's a very well behaved earphone that works well with a wide variety of genres. It has quite an open, airy soundstage created by that treble. The bass is typical, but dynamic, not dynamic driver, typical balanced armature characteristics in the bass. It's detailed, it's responsive, it's fast, but it lacks that deep impact that you're going to find from a dynamic driver unit. The mid-range is detailed. I actually found it had very good performance with male and female vocals, and there's a lot of detail in the mid-range that can bring out stringed instruments as well, especially finger slides on the fretboard of Rodrigo and Gabriela, is it Takamun? That sort of stuff. A lot of Vaginatos music and stuff like that. Sounded really, really nice with the vocals on it, and yeah, the slight hint of warmth, I think, is what gives it that sort of nice smoothness through the mid-range. Very smooth set of earphones, actually. Versatile in terms of being able to play well with pop, rock, and even some slight EDM. I wouldn't say they're a bass head set of earphones, but if you're the sort of person that maybe listens to some pop, some rock, and then dips their toe into EDM and stuff like that, these are going to hold up just fine. Just know that the only thing really missing on these is going to be the sub-bass response. Good set of earphones, good sounding, good detail retrieval, nice tuning. Quite like them. The issue comes is when you look at this crowd over here. I'm going to take the original Solaris away. You have the Excalibur. The Excalibur are one of the best sounding earphones that I've heard all year. Now, I say that with a caveat that I've not heard the Oracle, which everybody is saying is meant to be a fantastic sounding earphone as well. This is a balanced armature. This is 8 balanced armatures. This is a wonderfully natural detailed, very linear response. This is a purist's balanced armature earphone. This is something that rivals something like the Fearless Audio S8P. This could be used for professional monitoring, no problem. Beautiful tuning, much slightly flatter response overall than this, which leans slightly more V-shaped. This is fantastic. This is only $499, and I think this one's, depending where you buy, these are RRPs that I'm talking about. But yeah, this is like $500, and this one is $470 or something, $460. Stepping up a little bit, or in the similar price range, you have the Duno EST 112. This is more of a, this one and this one are tribrids. This is the new thing, the new kids on the block, triple hybrids. They've got this EST, the electrostatic driver, handling the top end, and then you have the balanced armatures for the mid-range, and then a dynamic driver for the low end. These and these, for pure listening pleasure, for me, what the EST drivers are doing is creating this unreal 3D presentation and soundstage, this real different sounding, engaging, musical, wonderful sound. These are one of the best things I've heard all year. These sound, the combination of their bass is absolutely delicious, and the mid-range so detailed, and then this floaty, super responsive, highly detailed treble. These are absolute bangers, and these are, I'm going to say, about $50 more than these. I'm taking these every single time. I would give strong consideration to these, the Kiwi ears, if you're looking for a neutral, responsive, balanced armature sound. This is not what you would call purist sound. This is an Unreal, adds a different sort of dimension, and this to an extent does as well. This is all around a better package. This is slightly more neutral than this one. So leaning more into this tuning, but with more of a deeper impact on the bass. And still getting that EST, electrostatic, wild sounding like top end. Plus with this one, you've got the metal body construction, you have the FiO accessory packages, you have the FiO case, you have the interchangeable cable. All in all, I think they need to lower the price on this by maybe $50 to $100 to put this into what you would consider reasonable. I just think in terms of build quality, design, accessories, tuning, configuration and stuff like that, I just think that it goes one and then closely behind. Oh well, this is far out in front, and these two are very tied, and then this is not far behind. I just think the price just needs to be tweaked down a little bit, and yeah, they're a very, very good set of earphones for a 6 balanced armature. I would be happy to recommend them if they were dipping under the $400 mark. Otherwise, I would say if you're going between these two, then why not go for this and then EQ it to match it more of a V shape. These respond well to EQ. These two less so. These rely more on their tuning out the box, but these are hyper crazy sounding earphones. Love these, the Audio Excalibur. So that's it. I've sort of rambled on for a little bit, didn't want to go on for this long, but that is the Hiby Crystal 6. Very, very solid set of earphones. Really like the way they're tuned, like their characteristics, like the overall thing. They need to change the cable probably to keep up with their competitors. But yeah, as a first stab at a high-end earphone, I quite like it. I just maybe tweak that price down into the 300s, and yeah, you'll have me do another comparison against like the LZ A7 and stuff like that. So thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe. Again, like you're going to be entered into the giveaways and all that good stuff. Plus you'll get to see all the reviews as they come out. Next one up is going to be, I believe, the Aria, which I've been looking forward to trying for a while. I've got them off to the side there, but that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.